The hedonic treadmill. Why more money never feels like enough proves that the raise you're desperate for won't make you happier. You'll feel exactly the same within 90 days. In 1978, 3 psychologists at Northwestern University decided to test that promise directly. They didn't run a survey of opinions. They went to find people whose entire lives had changed overnight. First, they tracked down winners of the Illinois State Lottery, 22 of them. People who had just received more money than they ever imagined asking for. Then they did something stranger. They found people who had just survived accidents that took the use of their legs. 2 groups, same city, same year, opposite fortunes. One had been handed a dream, the other had been handed a nightmare, and the researchers asked both the very same quiet question. A year on, how much do you enjoy an ordinary day? The results didn't just surprise them, they quietly dismantled the way most of us think about money. And they explained something happening inside you right now, every single time you finally get what you wanted. It broke a very comfortable assumption. You already know the feeling before it arrives. The offer lands. The number is bigger. Something in your chest lifts, just slightly. You start doing the math on the drive home. You picture the version of you who lives on that salary. That person is calmer, lighter, finally out from under it all. And for a little while, it's real. The first paycheck at the new number feels different. You notice it. You feel it clear a little of the weight off your back. Then the second one arrives. You notice it a little less. By the third, it's just the figure your account shows on a Tuesday. The lift is gone. Nothing rises in your chest anymore. And here's the part that stings. The money didn't shrink. Your ability to feel it did. You adapted. You always adapt. That's not a flaw in you. That's the machine, working exactly as it was designed to work. The same machine that once made a raise feel like freedom. And here is the cruelest twist of the whole design. The bigger the win, the higher the floor rises, and the further those small joys fall out of reach. But there's a second cost, and it's quieter. It isn't just that the big win fades, it's that the small things fade with it. Think about the pleasures that used to cost you nothing at all. The first coffee of the morning, the quiet of a Sunday with nowhere to be, a book read slowly for no reason, a meal you weren't rushing through. When your baseline climbs, those moments stop registering. The floor of your life rises, and everything that once sat at eye level now sits below it, too small to notice. You still have the coffee, you just can't taste it the way you used to. This is the hidden tax of always wanting more. You don't only fail to enjoy the future you're chasing, you slowly lose the ability to be moved by the life already in front of you. And most people never connect the two. They just feel, year after year, a little less. Ask anyone who finally bought the house they dreamed of. Within months, the ceilings they loved became just ceilings. The view became the wall behind the couch. The dream became the address. So back to Northwestern, and what those researchers actually found. It stunned them, and it should stun you too. The lottery winners were not measurably happier than their ordinary neighbors. Not a year later. The fortune had barely moved the needle at all. But that wasn't the strange part. The researchers also asked both groups how much pleasure they took in everyday things. Watching television, eating breakfast, talking with a friend, getting a compliment, and the winners rated those simple pleasures lower. Lower than the people who had recently lost the use of their legs. Read that again, slowly. The people with the money enjoyed ordinary life, less than the people living with the injury. The wind had lifted their ceiling so high that a normal day now felt flat by comparison. The prize hadn't added joy, it had raised the price of feeling any joy at all. That single finding is the whole video. Everything else is just how it works. The researchers had a name for what they were seeing: adaptation level. Your mind doesn't measure your life against zero. It measures against your own recent peak. Win big, and the peak resets upward. Overnight, everything below that peak looks dimmer. Two forces do the quiet work. The first is contrast. Once you've felt the high of the win, ordinary moments look pale beside it. A regular Friday can't compete with the day the check cleared. The second is habituation. Repeat any pleasure and your brain stops flagging it as new. The 10th time is never the first time. Together, contrast and habituation drag you back to roughly where you began. Not because anything went wrong, because that is exactly what the system is for. The name for this loop came a few years earlier, in 1971. They called it the hedonic treadmill. You run harder, the ground speeds up beneath you, and you end up standing in precisely the same place. Understand why. Your senses were built to detect change, not to sit inside comfort. A cold room becomes normal within minutes. A loud street fades into silence. The same nerve that once kept your ancestors alive now quietly erases your good fortune, day by day. Now sit with what that actually means for you. If the treadmill can flatten the joy of a full lottery win in a single year, then ask yourself one honest question. What is it doing to your raise, your upgrade, the thing you're quietly saving toward right now? Whatever prize you're chasing, your brain has already priced it in. It is already planning to shrug at it within 90 days. The excitement you're counting on is sitting on a timer you can't see. So the real question was, never how do I get more? Anyone can want more. Wanting more is the easy part. The question underneath is far harder. If more never actually lands, if it always resets to the same familiar feeling, then what have you really been running toward all these years? And who first told you the finish line was even there? The chase always promises an ending. It never once delivers one. It only hands you a fresh target, wrapped in the very same old hope. To answer that, you have to go back, usually all the way back, because most people learned what money meant before they were old enough to question it. Think about the house you grew up in. For some, money meant safety that was always one broken thing away from collapse. For others, it meant the arguments behind a closed bedroom door, the ones you weren't supposed to hear. For many, it meant a parent who worked and never quite seemed to arrive anywhere. Whatever it was, a child watching all of it drew a quiet conclusion. Just a little more, and the fear finally stops. That belief doesn't come from a spreadsheet. It comes from someone small who just wanted the tension in the house to end. And it doesn't leave when you grow up. It simply changes clothes. It puts on a suit and starts calling itself ambition. The treadmill runs on that old fuel, long after you've forgotten you were ever burning it. And here is what that old fuel truly costs you. It isn't just happiness, it's your decisions, the real ones. When enough is always one step ahead, you never let yourself step off. You stay in the job that's quietly draining you, because leaving would mean less. You postpone the thing you actually wanted to do, because it doesn't grow the number. You start measuring your years in salary instead of in living. You tell yourself it's temporary, just until things feel stable, just until you hit the next mark. But the next mark moves the moment you reach it, and slowly, without a single dramatic moment to point to, your whole life turns into a waiting room. You're always preparing for the version of you who arrives once the money is finally enough. Patient, present, free. But that version keeps missing the appointment because the door he was supposed to walk through was never really there. Count the years you've handed to the word later. Later, I'll rest. Later, I'll enjoy it. Later, when things are finally settled. But later keeps borrowing from a life that is happening right now, in the only day you actually have. Now watch someone who has actually made peace with money. Not the loudest person in the room, the calmest one. You'll notice something quiet about them. They're not chasing the next number. They think in decades, not in paychecks. They know the treadmill exists. They have felt it themselves, and so they refuse to hang their happiness on the next win. They do something most people never do. They define enough, on purpose, in advance, in plain, specific terms, and then they actually believe it. Their pleasure isn't locked away in some future that keeps retreating from them. It's spent now, on the ordinary day, on the work itself, on the coffee that's already in the cup. They didn't outrun the treadmill by sprinting harder than everyone around them. That's the trap. That's how you stay on it forever. They beat it by doing the one thing the machine cannot survive. They stepped off, and they protect what the treadmill can't reach. Sleep, a slow meal, the people who knew them long before any of it arrived. Those things never appreciate on paper, and they refuse to depreciate in a downturn. Here's the truth almost nobody says out loud. More money does not change who you are. It magnifies who you already are. If restlessness runs you at a modest income, it will run you at a large one, just with better lighting. If you can't sit still with what you have now, another zero won't teach you how. The number changes. The nervous system doesn't. This is exactly why the lottery winners drifted back to their baseline within a year. And it's why steady, disciplined people stay steady even when the amounts swing wildly around them. Your set point was never sitting in your bank account. It lives somewhere far less convenient. In your habits, in where your attention goes the moment nothing is forcing it anywhere. In the private story you keep telling yourself about what's still missing. Change the account, and nothing really moves. Change that story, and everything does. Give an anxious person more, and they simply have more to protect, and more to lie awake about. Give a grateful person far less, and they still find the morning worth waking up for. The wiring decides. The number only turns up the volume. So it was never really about the raise. It was about the repetition underneath it. Whether you feel rich or poor isn't decided once on payday. It's decided 100 small times a day. In what you choose to notice, in who you quietly compare yourself against, without meaning to, in whether you can actually taste the coffee that's already in your hand, or whether your mind is 3 purchases down the road. Do that badly, on repeat, and no amount of money will ever land. You'll earn more and feel exactly the same, forever. Do it well, on repeat, and a genuinely modest life can feel full to the very edges. This is the part the lottery couldn't buy, and the injury couldn't take. The bank statement is not where wealth is felt. Attention is. That is the whole machine, and you are the one holding the switch. 2 people can hold the exact same life. One feels quietly robbed. The other feels quietly lucky. Nothing separates them but the direction they point their attention, morning after morning after morning. So here is the one practice to take from all of this. And notice, it costs nothing, and it has nothing to do with your money. Each night before you sleep, Name one ordinary thing from that day you actually enjoyed. Not accomplished, enjoyed. The walk, the meal, the 5 quiet minutes before the house woke up. You're not counting your blessings like some chore. You're doing something far more precise. You're retraining your attention to register the floor of your life instead of forever straining up at the ceiling. You're teaching a brain, built for contrast, how to notice what is already good. Do it once, and it means nothing. Do it every night for a year, and the treadmill slowly starts to lose its grip on you. Because the truth this whole thing has been circling is simple. Wealth you can't feel isn't wealth. And feeling, it turns out, is a skill, not a balance. It sounds far too small to matter. That is exactly why it works. Big resolutions ride on motivation, and motivation always leaves. This rides on one repeatable moment your brain can actually keep. The raise you want will still come, and within 90 days, you'll feel almost exactly the same. But now you understand why. The number was never the thing that moved you. It was your ability to notice being moved at all. So tomorrow, when the ordinary day starts over, the same coffee, the same light, the same quiet, you'll be standing on the floor you had the whole time. It was never the number. It was the noticing. You don't need a bigger number to begin. You need a different pair of eyes.